I guess the best thing for the Lakers that's coming up here is some nostalgia, right? With the new show Winning Time about the Showtime team back in the 80s, Bill Riley or Coach Riley. I mean, that sounds like the most positive thing moving forward, because I was thinking about the AD situation, right? The AD trade ultimately, and what it's cost the Lakers for their future, right? Because their draft picks are just absolutely just non-existent. New Orleans has got those for the next foreseeable future. Now the question to you is Jeannie Buss and everybody surrounding the Los Angeles Lakers organization, are they going to look at that trade and see the swap for the bubble championship as enough when this is all said and done?
Yeah, it's a really interesting philosophical question. Did you philosophy major at Washington State? Listen, I think that they will look at it as enough, because enough is probably the wrong word, but it was a justified trade. The result of the championship justified going all in. Like, you saw it. You saw that AD and LeBron could win a championship together. They have the hardware to prove it, but it's not. But I think it is a disappointment if the LeBron and Anthony Davis pairing ultimately ends. Whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, if it ends with one championship and really one legitimate shot at the championship, because otherwise, since AD's gotten here, last year they lose in the first round because of injuries. This year, I mean, the first round looks almost out of reach at this point. 20 games left, so who knows? But I mean, that seems like a little fantastical. I think you make that trade again because it put you in position to have two superstars and to make the most of LeBron's kind of final chapter. It's everything else that I think is the disaster. It's the constant changing of the rest of the roster. It's not valuing guys who've developed enough. It's treating guys like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Kyle Kuzma as throw-ins. It's seeing Alex Caruso as a replacement level player and letting him walk over a few $1 million, and signing Kendrick Nunn, who ends up not being able to play. There's just been kind of, some of it I think has been on the front office. Some of it's been bad luck in terms of injuries, but it's one thing after another. You make the trade again, 10 times out of 10. But the fact that Anthony Davis is now, hurt for the second time in the first 2 years of a 5-year max extension, you don't feel great about that. And you can't trade him because, you're not going to get the return on the dollar that you sent out for him, or of what his real value is when he's healthy. So, this is the Lakers core, going forward. It's LeBron James, it's Anthony Davis, and it's probably whatever you can get back for Russell Westbrook, because I don't see him coming back. I mean, this is a real look in the mirror moment for the Lakers front office and everybody who influences Rob Pelinka. It's Rich Paul and LeBron James. It's Jeannie Buss. It's Kurt and Linda Rambis. It's Magic Johnson, who Jeannie Buss still calls and leans on from time to time. So, yes. This is about as bad as you could imagine it of ever getting. In fact, I would say it's worse than you could have ever imagined. But, it's going to be back to the drawing board for them. And to your point about the HBO show, I'm excited for it.
I am.
I think it's going to be great.
Me too.
It's going to be great. I think it's going to be great for the franchise. But, the Lakers also, there was a story in the Hollywood Reporter in which the Lakers, that have a lot of trepidation about the way they're going to be portrayed. And listen, they should hope that people are watching the HBO show instead of watching their games, so they can actually be seeing Winning Time. Because if they tune in, when the Lakers are playing at Crypto.com Arena or on the road, all they're going to see right now is Losing Time.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.